Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see if those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, housekeeping, please like this video, and if you like what you see, subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of movies and television series that I have reviewed. Listen, this is a spoiler ish review of the 6888. This is a movie that came out on Netflix, and it is excuse me. It is directed by Tyler Perry. It has as cast members Kerry Washington. She plays Major Charity Adams. You got Ebony Obsidian. She's Lena Dericote King. You have other people that are playing in this movie. Let's see. We've got Dean Norris as General Halt. You got Sam Waterston playing President Roosevelt. You have Oprah Winfrey playing Mary McLeod Bethune, and there is a college named after that. We have Susan Sarandon playing Eleanor Roosevelt. So we've got some heavy, heavy hitters in here. So let me just share my screen because I'm on IMDb. Let me just go here to IMDb. I'm just sharing the screen really quickly, just going over the top cast. Captain Campbell, all of these people that were playing in here. And so what is it about? We're going to go to IMDb to give us the synopsis. It is a period drama, history and war. 855 women joined the war to fix the 3-year backlog of undelivered mail. Faced with discrimination and a country devastated by war, they managed to sort more than 17 million pieces of mail. And get this, in 6 months. Y'all, 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 in 6 months. They were making better. And I'm talking about a 17 million pieces of backlog with people sending care packages to their family members and with food and all kinds of stuff in there. And that stuff has molded and rotted. You have instances where they don't know where to send the mail to the troops because the troops are always moving, and they were set up to fail. That's the big thing. They were set up to fail because the generals weren't caring about the mail, but they didn't understand nor realize that people back home was wanting to know how their loved ones were doing. They didn't know. Some people didn't even know the status of their loved ones. So this was one of those things that to me was a major feat, but people poof it as it wasn't very um, progressive in the war effort, but it was because it had everything to do with the soldiers' morale. When soldiers weren't getting mail from home, just so they can have some hope and something like that, they weren't getting that. And these group of 855 Black women did that despite that the generals and the people above them didn't want them to succeed in this, but they did it in spite of. All right. So that is pretty much the synopsis of this this and so I will tell you for me, let me share my screen. Present. So this is the trailer. And y'all, it looks good. Kerry Washington looks good. The ladies look good. Now they follow this story of Lena Delacote King, and she talked about her being in the war and the reasons why she went to war. She went to war because the man that had been courting her that she loved had died in the war. She didn't know she knew he had died in the war, but she didn't get any letters or anything from him. And that wasn't her precipitating point about of joining. she wanted to get to Hitler and make a war effort, and that's fine. But this goes over how this particular unit platoon in the war um, really provided some level of support for the war effort, and that was encouraging to me. I think the story and the premise, it is a true story. I think it's worth repeating. I did enjoy at the end of this movie, they made sure that you saw all 855 names that were of the women who went to war. They were the only black platoon that went to Europe for the war effort. Absolutely amazing. I will tell you, the only Tyler Perry, when something happens and you do somebody does something right, Tyler Perry did a good job on this. I will tell you, there's some films and things like that of Tyler Perry that I don't enjoy, but I did enjoy watching this movie. I was in tears, watching how these women, particularly these women in leadership, were treated. Particularly making trying to make it seem like the Negro woman was unable to do certain things like this. I really do appreciate showing the strength and the vulnerability of the Negro woman in 1944 and the stuff that they had to go through in 1944, just to be considered or seen as acceptable. They received a lot of different back and forth. They received a lot of different back and forth from their uh, uh the um the brass, as I'm gonna call it, for them not to want to be able to succeed or anything like that. And so we have to just make concessions to them for that. Let me see. Y'all, I will tell you, you got Oprah in here playing Mary McLeod Bethune. All right, Oprah. You Tyler gonna hook you up. We know that Tyler's gonna hook you up. I thought the acting of Kerry Washington and her lieutenant was great. The main actress Lena, portrayed Lena, and that was Ebony. I can't think of her last name, but I said it in the front. I thought that she did well. Uh, I guess the premise that what she went to war for was the reasoning that she went to war, and I can't be hating on that because I wouldn't have gone to war. I'm just telling you now, it wouldn't have been me. But to see what they struggled and to know that two people lost their lives for this, and the fact that they were soldiers and they lost their lives, and the company had to take up money so that those people can be buried, that bothered me. That bothered me on a level that you just do not understand. For what they did for the company, for the soldiers, that bothered me. That absolutely bothered me. But don't want to go into it. That was just my spoiler ish, because I'm not going to spoil it for you. I do want you to go to Netflix and do watch it. I do think Tyler Perry did a good job with this movie. I think that Kerry Washington, Susan Sarandon, uh, Oprah, all those people did good jobs on this film. Kerry Washington, this I guess was her lead role, and she carried it on her shoulders, and she did a good job. She did a decent job. So out of stars, I will give this 3 stars because I'm not a war movie person. I don't really want to watch war movies like that. It didn't give us like they were in the middle of a whole lot of action, but they did have scares, and so they did let us know that they had scares. I'd give it three. Like I said, I'd give it 3.5 stars out of 5. The half a star comes from the fact that I wouldn't particularly watch a war movie, but this was a very pleasant movie to watch, and it was very awe-inspiring, and I do enjoy that. So y'all go watch the movie. It's pretty good. Don't let the Tyler Perry and soap opera-ish parts that he has about a lot of his movies deter you from watching this, because that is not present in this movie at all. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. Y'all, People, as always, bye boy. Y'all go watch this movie. I enjoyed it. I will watch it a second time. I enjoyed it.